For anybody watching this, I take James 3:1 very seriously. Teachers are most certainly held to a higher standard and will be judged with greater strictness. And according to Ezekiel 33, if I send anybody down the wrong path, their blood will be required at my hands. I don't take that responsibility lightly. So I never knowingly misinterpret Scripture. And with that being said, let's address this comment and Deuteronomy 13. Because I've been accused of misinterpreting this verse. Deuteronomy 13, if a prophet or a dreamer of dreams arises among you and gives you a sign or wonder, and the sign or wonder that he tells you comes to pass, and if he says, let us go after other gods which you have not known and serve them, you shall not listen to the words of that prophet or dreamer of dreams, for the Lord your God is testing you to know whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. You shall walk after the Lord your God and fear him and keep his commandments and obey his voice, and you shall serve him and hold fast to him. I brought this up in a video yesterday. A person had claimed to have visions from God, but they fervently fought against keeping the commandments of God, which I said, per this, makes them a false prophet or dreamer of dreams. Now, what was brought up is that I have taken this verse out of context because that guy didn't say to go worship another god. Because it says right here, this person would say, let us go after other gods which you have not known. Here's the thing though, if you worship God in a way that he did not ask you to, then you are worshiping another god in his eyes. There's tons of examples of this in scripture, but I only have 3 minutes, so let's go over one. Let's talk about the golden calf in Exodus 32. When Moses was up on the mountain with God, Aaron commanded them to get all their gold so they could fashion together the golden calf. And they said, these are your gods, O Israel, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. So immediately you think they're talking about different gods. They're not talking about the God they just witnessed with their own eyes, do miracles and deliver them from Egypt. But notice what Aaron says in verse 5. Aaron made the proclamation and said, tomorrow shall be a feast to the Lord. You see, they were worshiping God, the God of the Bible, in a way that was familiar to them, the way they worshiped gods of Egypt. And God really didn't like that. God tells us not to do that all over the Bible. One instance can be found here in Deuteronomy 12, where God says, do not ask how other nations serve their gods. Don't worship me that way. He says it's an abomination not to worship him how he asked to be worshiped. Or worse yet, rebranding how other people worshiped their gods and do it for him. Which is exactly what happened at the golden calf. They were worshiping God in a way that they had worshiped Egyptian gods. If you worship God in a way he didn't ask you to, then it's considered the worship of other gods.